out of whack. Angelo, in Measure for Measure, is too far gone on this side of things. He is too legalistic, too authoritarian. Who in Midsummer Night's Dream seems that way as well? Too authoritarian, too legalistic. Alyssa? Aegeus. Yes, Aegeus. Hermia's father, who says, you either marry who I ask you to marry or die. Or become a nun. There's a third option, I know. Theseus gives that nice little, which is the same thing as dying to somebody like Hermia. Very good. So, out of balance. So the conflict results from an excess of one of these two portions of existence and a deficiency in the other. Remember that neither of these is wholly good or bad. The problem is imbalance. We need both sides, Apollo and Dionysus. We need our brains and our hearts. We need to be selfish sometimes. We need to be selfless at other times. Sometimes we need structure. Sometimes structure is not necessary, and seeking for it at all costs can cause problems. Sometimes we just need a little bit of chaos. And both forms of arts have their place and their beauty, the physical arts and music. The problem occurs when one of these is excessive. Sam?
Can a character be excessive in both, I believe?
Sure. So Angelo would be excessive in his legalism, and then he's excessive in his Dionysian, almost rapist desire for Isabella. Absolutely, yeah. So Angelo is a true villain because he is showing excess of both, and he doesn't really understand how to measure his own character. Okay? When you analyze for conflict in the plays, you will look at problems. Start with problems. What's the problem with Angelo? What's the problem with Caterina? What's the problem with Aegeus and Hermia? Why are Hermia and Lysander running into the forest? In Merchant of Venice, what is the problem with Shylock? Why is there so much conflict with Shylock? You look at these issues and you consider this framework, the Apollonian Dionysian framework, and look at where Shakespeare is going with it, because critics believe that this, fueled by Aristotle, was foremost in Shakespeare's mind. He's looking at imbalance. You're dealing with a comedy. What does that mean? What will happen at the end? Well, it ends in marriage. It'll end in a restoration of this balance. Everything will be nicely balanced at the end of the play. People will either go away or they will balance themselves. In some way, something will happen to either get rid of a character or to restore balance to that character and to restore balance to the community.